and just go.
Hi, my name is Gary. I've been training martial arts for better part of 10 years. I've been training at the JSA since just about the time it opened, and with Matt for about 5 years before that. I train it now basically because it became part of my life. Once I figured out the character building aspects of it and went through the initial beginner phases of it, I sort of realized that it was something that was missing, and I've lucked into a great group of guys, and I've been with it ever since, and I'll be with it until the day that I die. So the things that I found in the martial arts is everything from camaraderie with the group of people to being part of, part of the camaraderie is being part of a team and a group that's actually together accomplishing something. I had never done sports or anything when I was younger, and then when I was about 30, I found martial arts. And all the things that come along with it, the physical activity, the self-confidence in being able to handle yourself. I thought I was a pretty tough guy before that. I'd never lost a fight. Walked into a dojo and realized people less than a third of my size could easily handle me like I was a child, and that kind of freaked me out. And instead of running from it, it ignited something in me to pursue that and to correct that problem. That was the beginning of it. That was the very beginning. The first thing that kept me going was that. And then I started to realize all the different character building aspects of it that comes through willingly entering into things that are hard and difficult. Very hard and very difficult. So for everything from injuries to getting your butt kicked, all that helps build your character and other aspects of your life where you've run into difficulties. Nothing is as hard as when someone's trying to choke you unconscious. Like nothing is that difficult. Nothing at work, nothing in your personal life, nothing. So that leads into the stress reduction and all that kind of good stuff that comes along with it. It also made me change the way I was approaching fitness, which before that was just basically your gym bro kind of stuff, which I was pretty good at. I was bench pressing a lot of weight and doing all that kind of good stuff, but it didn't serve me well at all in Jiu-Jitsu. So I started to change to do things that were more, I learned a lot. Long story short, I learned a lot more about what actually I should be doing with myself as far as fitness goes. That encompasses, those are the big things, the more esoteric stuff I can get into if you want, but that's more the camaraderie and the warrior culture that I found that resonated with me. It may not be everybody, but with me it did. That's why I've been good friends with the guys I started with for 10 years now. It's been a group that I found and have become a part of. Yeah. The warrior part of it is kind of, you can get esoteric or you can get pretty practical. For some people it's everything, for some people it's a small part. I think it's an aspect of all of us in one way or another, and how you go about addressing, because you need to address it, I think, and I discovered that even before martial arts. When I first started doing anything athletic when I was 20 years old, I didn't know what it was doing, but that's what it was poking at. It was poking at this thing that hadn't been reared by anything. I hadn't been forced into any sort of fighting or competition with anything or any kind of rite of passage or nothing, anything like that. Purely an intellectual life before that. And about a decade went by, found the martial arts, that stuff started to grow. The warrior part started to sort of get its own consciousness, and then when I recognized what it was, it just sort of compounded on itself into an aspect that I think about every day in every action and every, it's just part of the runtime philosophy in your brain after a while. Yeah, in the moments, all of that stuff, the competing, the grappling, the sweating, the all that stuff is part of it. That's how you get at the thing that we're talking about. That enduring all of that stuff is what, and this is my interpretation, but that's what I think gives you the benefit. The warrior thing that we're talking about comes from willingly going through all of those things, and it reinforces itself because you want more of it. You'll know if it's for you if you do that kind of stuff, and it's hard and it really sucks and it's terrible in the moment, but then afterwards, you can't wait to do it again.